Okay, so friends, welcome to this class. Today I am going to tell you basically about the composition of the atmosphere. So first of all, you should know what is atmosphere. So from here you can see this, and atmosphere is the layer of gases surrounding planet or any celestial body. So basically Earth is our planet, and whatever thing is surrounding the Earth basically which is layer of gases is known as the Earth's atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is composed of number of things. I have already told you the lithosphere, and after the lithospheric layer what is present is basically the Earth's atmosphere. So you should imagine what are the things which are present all around the Earth. Can you imagine? Okay, I am telling you basically there are three things which are present all around the Earth. First of all, mixture of many gases. Secondly, the humidity, water vapor, and third thing which is present around the Earth is the particulate matter. I would be showing you in next slide. So from here you can, first of all, from here you can easily see what is our atmosphere, where is our atmosphere. I have already told you what is atmosphere. Now where is atmosphere? Just above the upper crust, above the lithosphere, whatever is present vertically is our atmosphere. So coming to the composition of atmosphere, the things with which atmosphere is composed of, the layers vertical to the lithosphere are composed of. Three things with which they are composed of, that means that these three materials are present above the lithosphere in the Earth's atmosphere. First of all, gases are present, you know. Then water vapor is present. I would be telling you what is water vapor, and then particulate matters are present. Okay, so gases. What are the major gases that are present above the lithosphere, that means in our atmosphere? Basically the largest gas that is found is nitrogen. You can see from this slide also, nitrogen is the gas that is present in the largest amount, abundantly present, and it composes around 78% of the total gases. After nitrogen, the second gas that is present in our atmosphere is the oxygen, which is around 20%. You can say 21% because it is present 20.99%. So this is the second largest gas of the atmosphere, and these two gases are major gases. Their concentration rarely changes. After these two gases, you can see below that in this table, the gases are minor and variable. That means the gases which are in minor quantity, when their concentration changes in the atmosphere, generally there are disturbances in the atmosphere. Like if the concentration of ozone changes, what will happen? Ozone hole, and there will be impacts of ozone hole. What will happen if the concentration of CO2 changes? When concentration of CO2 increases, that is going to lead global warming. Global warming that is happening today is the result of the change in concentration of carbon dioxide. How it is increasing, what is the impact, which areas are most affected, that is a different topic that we'll study in another lecture. Okay, now the minor and variable gases are carbon dioxide, neon, helium, krypton, hydrogen, ozone, etc. So all these are minor gases of the atmosphere. Second part is water vapor that is present in the atmosphere. Friends, water vapor is very important, because without water vapor rainfall is never going to happen, and if the rainfall is never going to happen, what is going to be there? There is going to be dryness, aridity, there is going to be drought. So that means this presence of water vapor in the atmosphere is very, very important. Water in gaseous form in the atmosphere is known as water vapor. That is received through the evaporation from water bodies. There are many sources of water like oceans, river, lakes. You can see from this slide are present on the surface. Any water body, whether it is a pond or you are keeping a water in a bucket, if it is heated by the solar insolation, it simply evaporates. So if it evaporates, where does this water that changes into gaseous form, water that changes into water vapor goes? It goes into the atmosphere, it rises into the atmosphere. So the concentration of water vapor varies place to place. That means the areas which are rainy areas, which are watery areas, will have more water vapor, will have more humidity. But the areas where water is not abundantly present, water deficient areas like deserts, they will have low concentration of humidity or water vapor. So it varies place to place, and the most important point is it is a greenhouse gas. So generally when in exams it is asked that which one of the following is a greenhouse gas, and one option in the question is water vapor. The students put a tick mark over this water vapor. They never consider it a gas, but do consider it a gas. It contributes highly in the process of global warming. Okay, I would tell this in detail in other classes, but keep this in mind that it is a greenhouse gas, and it totally composes around 0.35% of the total water which is there on the earth crust, right? So second is water vapor, and after this the material which is present in the atmosphere is the particulate matter or smaller particles. These smaller particles are present, and from where do these come? So basically there are many sources of small particles or particulate matters in the atmosphere. Industries. So whenever industries run anywhere, there are pollutants that are released from the industries, and pollutants are microparticles that intermixes with the air and keep floating in the atmosphere, right? So industries are one of the sources. Likewise volcanoes, when volcanic eruption takes place, there are ashes that are released along with the erupting material, and that volcanic ash intermixes with the air and keep on floating. Similarly mining, forest fires, any other kind of fire, all these add particulate matters to the atmosphere. So dust particles, salt particles, pollen grains, volcanic ash, soot, all these are the particulate matter which is present in the atmosphere. You must have observed all these. You must be observing all these every day all around you. Now what is the role these particulate matters play in the atmospheric processes? It is very important. The role that is played by these particles is, first of all, these acts as hygroscopic nuclei in the process, in the atmospheric process. Hygroscopic nuclei is, what does this mean? This means that these are the agents, these are the nuclei that provide surface to the rising water vapor, where water vapor condenses and changes into rain droplets. So I would be telling you this in very short. There are sources of water which is present on the surface of the earth, and the sources of water, when gets heat from the sun, solar insolation warms this water and water rises, right? When this water vapor reaches to the atmosphere after rising, there are dust particles, particulates, all these present in the atmosphere, this rising water condenses over these dust particles, and after the condensation the gaseous water vapor again changes into liquid form and changes into water droplets, that when becomes heavier fall down as rainfall. So directly these particulate matters are involved in the atmospheric process, in the rainfall processes. Without these particulate matters, rainfall is never going to happen. So that means there is a certain percent essential in the atmosphere for the rainfall to take place. Without it, rainfall would not happen. So this is the importance. Secondly, there are multi-colors. There are many colors, charming colors that everyone sees in the atmosphere. You must have observed rainbow. You must have observed saffron type of coloring during the sunrise and sunset. So how does this happen? This happens because of the selective scattering of sun rays by these dust particles. So these add varied charming colors to sunrise and sunset and many other times. So this is also asked in exams. So all these are the materials with which our atmosphere is composed of. I hope you understood this. So after this we'll see what is the structure and composition. Structure of the atmosphere, it was basically composition of the atmosphere. So I am ending this video here. Thank you so much for attending the class.